Hello, all. Welcome to the episode 6 for Cakeology Online Learning. Today, we have here with us Priyanka Kundu. She specializes in amazing modern wedding cake textures, and her work has got featured in various international and national websites and magazines, such as Cake Masters magazines, UK, India, and all. She has recently won the Rising Star Award for North India for the ICA 2019. Today, she's going to demonstrate how to make vintage textures with a silhouette ballerina. Priyanka, we can start.
Hi everyone, I'm Priyanka from the Sugar Canvas. So today we'll be making that vintage texture cake with the handmade silhouette. So first of all, we would start with how to make the texture fondant. So for that, you need a red fondant. You can add a little bit of brown if you want. So here's the fondant. And you'll be requiring a texture mat. This you will get very easily on any cake supply store. You can see it. Yeah. Rolling pin. So we'll just apply dust some corn flour. So usually when we will be doing on a bigger cake, like as I had already done, so I usually use a bigger rolling pin. Right now, I'm just demonstrating how to achieve the texture. That's why I'm using a mini rolling pin. So once you achieve the desired thickness, like this much, you can see, then we'll just put the texture mat on the fondant, and with the help of a roller or a smoother, you can press so that you'll get a very nice impression. You can see. But usually I prefer when you are doing a texture fondant, you should cover the cake by a panel method. So here I've already covered the cake in a panel method using the same texture. It needs, before doing the techniques like adding a silhouette or anything, it needs a drying time of at least an hour or two, so that it's easier to work with. So I've just covered a dummy and covered it in the texture fondant. I did it 2 hours ago only. So once this is done, so we'll move to the next step. Now we'll be preparing we'll be doing a hand cut silhouette. So usually nowadays you easily get pre-cut, like already cut silhouette cutters. But a lot of time, whatever our design requires, usually we don't have that kind of cutters available. So why not make the silhouette on our own? So for that, you have to take a printout. So I've just taken a ballerina picture as shown in the my cake, and I have taken a printout of the same. Now we will cut it according to the printout. So using a scissor or a X-Acto knife, but I anyway prefer a scissor. Then using a scissor, you will cut the silhouette. . This way you can create any silhouette you want, and you don't have to depend on the cutters. And it's a really cheap way to, like, very sasta way to get the silhouettes from. And see, and also the silhouette size would depend on the size of your cake. Like here, I have taken a 6 inches diameter cake with an 8 inches height. So here I'm using a silhouette that is, I guess, 3.5 inches tall only and 3 inches wide, so that you can actually see the silhouette when you work on the cake, and it should be visible. Your silhouette shouldn't be very big based on the area of the cake. So here's the cutout, it's done. You can see I've not cut the fingers that much because we will cut it later on. You can see it. Now we will take some black fondant. This silhouette printout is a bit bigger than what I have mentioned. This is approximately 4.5 inch. I taken a bigger printout so that I can show you. It's easier for you guys to see on a phone. Otherwise, the original, the one that I have been used in the cake was this one. You can see it's quite small, and it's very much, if you see when you take your cake, and if you see, because we'll be taking an oval background. Is it visible? So you can see it should be based on the size of the cake. Now we will take some black fondant. Just knead the fondant before you use it. And we will roll it quite thin. Not too thin, because then it would be difficult for us to, move the silhouette. Take some corn flour. When you roll your fondant, if you apply a little bit of corn flour, so it helps you to roll it thinner. Plus, it avoids sticking to the mat. I always prefer to make 2 silhouettes whenever you need one, because extra pieces is always advisable. Otherwise, what if while you're assembling the cake or anything, you break one? So you should always have one for your backup. So that's why I'm rolling the fondant. Took a bigger piece of fondant.
Priyanka, we have somebody asking, instead of fondant, can we take edible paper for the silhouette?
We can do, but wafer paper we can do, but while sticking the wafer paper on the fondant, you will see that it is what you say that it's when moist, yeah, dilutes and all. So you won't get the same effect. And if you get an edible printout, obviously that's an easier option, but that's an expensive option. So you have to spend 200 for the printout. You have to go to the market and get it done. Whereas here, everyone has a normal printer nowadays at home, and you can do it just taking one single printout, and you can make it at home. So edible printout is can be done, but wafer paper won't be advisable because while sticking it and all, you might not get that exact Z black color while doing a silhouette.
Okay, thank you.
So once, see, your fondant should not be very thick. So I've rolled it. Now we will apply some corn flour so that it should not stick when we take it out. Now take the printout and here, here I have some shortening. So apply some shortening on the back of the printout. It will make sure that your printout is sticking well with the fondant. Now, if you can see, just one. You can see sticking properly with the fondant.
Priyanka, what would the thickness be in mm or centimeters?
It is like 2 mm to 3 mm maximum.
Okay.
It should not be very thick. Yeah, it's 2 mm.
Okay.
Now take an X-Acto knife. This is requires an X-Acto knife. Now on the back, like with the covered area, we will start cutting the silhouette. Make sure it's sticking really well so that you avoid any kind of like disturbance while cutting this thing.
And what glue did you name? You gave a name of some glue?
I've used a shortening in this case. Just regular shortening, because it is easier than to take off the paper later on.
Yes, got it.
Make sure you make the silhouette at least 2-3 hours before, so that it's not that like soft. Or you can even add Tyler's, but I haven't used a Tyler's fondant here because black fondant, the darker color fondants usually or compared to the white fondants are not that soft. So if you want, you can add a little bit of Tylers, or else you can make it 2 hours or 3 hours in advance. That would also help.
Can icing sugar, somebody has called it sugar powder, be used instead of corn flour?
Yes, you can use it, but I always prefer an corn flour because sometimes they say that icing sugar also attracts some moisture. But especially, I've always used corn flour and it works perfect for me. But a lot of people, a lot of cake artists I've seen, they used icing sugar instead of corn flour while rolling the fondant.
Okay, and just a general question, fresh cream cake, could we cover it with fondant?
Fresh cream cake, few talented cake artists actually cover it in fondant, but what they do, they crumb coat it really, really light, like
Yeah.
not too much with the cream, and you
Right.
chill it really well before covering it with a fondant, but make sure it's not a very soft and a moist cake. They use a lot of time they used a oil based or a butter based sponge sometimes,
Correct.
not a fat free sponge, because that won't take the weight of the cake fondant.
Fondant.
So yes, you can do it in fresh cream, but there are
It's
very,
really
very few talented cake artists that do.
It's a challenge. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very big challenge because it's moisture, getting in moisture. Because when you are doing a fresh cream cake, you always have to put it in the fridge. And for a fondant cake, you don't put it in the fridge because of the condensation, it attracts moistures and everything.
Correct. Got it.
So that's it. So I have cut my silhouette here, and just because we have used a shortening instead of any glue, you will see it's so easy to take out, peel off the paper. And you can add more of the details like getting an handcuff finger thing like this here. So that those can be done easily. This is how easy creating a silhouette from scratch. Now we will keep it aside. So we have already like this is our silhouette that we have used for our cake, and I've already made a silhouette. So you can see it's easy to hold. It's a little bit hard. So it's very easy to hold and it would be easier to stick as well. Now for the, we'll just roll back our font and put it in a cling wrap. Never leave your fondant open. It will harden. Always cover it in a cling wrap. Now we'll be making our that oval panel for the base of this silhouette that we have prepared. So I have used a regular red, white, and black fondant, and we'll be for the vintage effect we'll be airbrushing it, so that instead of adding too much brown to the fondant and you keep on adding, and a lot of time like you use like 50% of the fondant has been used to drape, and then you have 50% remaining on an you like a unique color that you don't need actually. So it's always better to use, like in this case, the red fondant, and then later on you just airbrush it for that effect. So this way the extra fondant is you left with, you can use it. Now I have taken some white fondant. Always like I've just used a darker color fondant. So it's advisable to wash your hands before you use a white fondant. But here we will anyways have that vintage effect. That's okay. But to have a whitey white thing, you should always wash your hands before using a white fondant.
The used fondant, Priyanka, you don't put it in the freezer, right? Somebody's asking.
No. The used, like the remaining fondant.
Yes, I guess you just
So
kind of
you just,
pack
yeah.
it up.
I just keep it in an airtight bag. That's what. I'll cling wrap all this thing. I have like a lot of Ziploc pouches and all. If you don't have like extra, like whatever extra fondant that I have 2-3 Ziploc pouches, and based on the colors, I have like a same scheme of pinks and reds. I keep it on those Ziploc pouches once it's completely cling wrapped properly. There.
Okay.
I've applied a little bit of corn flour.
Priyanka, how do we get a good dark color like black and red? Some people find it hard to achieve it. So, what do you
Uh,
suggest on it?
Based on my experience, for darker color like a black and red, I always prefer a ready-made fondant, because you keep on adding that color, but you will get, instead of black, you'll get a gray, or once it's gray, you're not getting that color. And you are spending like and 500 or 700 rupees a fondant, then you're spending a bottle of 200 rupees a color. So it's better to rather buy a colored fondant.
Absolutely. I think that makes a lot of sense, especially with these dark colors, because even after adding a lot of color, you don't get the right red or the right black. You'll yet find a bit of a gray look in
Yes,
the.
and a lot of time it turns even bitter because of adding of too much color. And it a lot of time even it stains when the customer cut the cake and they are enjoying, and
Hands. Yes,
you don't want,
absolutely.
you
And
don't
how,
want to get bad content.
and how would you harden the fondant? If, say, a fondant is very soft, would you put some
And
Tylers?
yeah, just add a little bit of Tylers, that would work. Like
Yes.
while making some figurines or some panels or anything else, like a silhouette or anything. Then
Correct.
if I would have used a white or anything, then I would definitely use some Tylers. But my fondant was already a bit hardened because
Yeah.
it's a dark color fondant. So
Yeah. So
wasn't.
yes, Neha, we just have to cling wrap it well, and put it in the box, not in the fridge.
Yeah.
This, yeah.
Normal box or a Ziploc would work.
Okay.
So here a bit of maths again. Silhouette printout. So here you can see that our silhouette was almost, right, I can show you. So it's almost 3.5 inches tall and almost almost 3 inches wide. So then for that oval thing, we have to like I've just taken a paper and cut an oval and make sure that the ballerina is fitting completely here. You don't have to cut a very big oval. So in this case, I've used a 6.5 inches tall and 3.5 inches wide, so that the ballerina silhouette can easily come inside the area. And we'll be using some molds in the bas relief molds on the outer area. So that calculation is which required. And you should also have to see, like this is our cake, right? And we have to put some mold on top and some molds on here. So it should fit in between. It should not be too tall so that it's covering that entire area, and then you won't get that look.
And what brand of fondant do you prefer?
Whatever is easily available in your area, but I like using Magic Color fondant, Satinize, but yeah, whatever is available. Here I'm using all Magic Color fondant.
Okay, and Tylose powder, another word we could say is CMC.
A lot of people use it, but I any day prefer Tylose powder. You can get it from CCDS online. It's at a very good price. I got a big box. I don't know, it wasn't that expensive. Bakersville also have it.
Has Tylose powder, correct. I was
Yeah,
just going to say Bakersville also has Tylose powder. Yeah, so it's just the powder which helps kind of make it a bit more
yeah,
easy to work with.
exactly. And whatever I feel, whatever is easily available to your place, you should
Yeah.
obviously use that. Instead of that I'm not getting this brand or that brand. It's gonna be difficult nowadays again because of this lockdown and everything. So whatever
Correct.
you're getting available, just use it.
And the height of the cake, what is the height of the cake you're using?
It's 8 inches tall, 6 inches in diameter, and 8 inches tall.
Okay.
So here is that oval. I've already cut it. It's simple, plain A4 sheet paper, cut in an oval shape. Just what I do, I just fold it and take a scissor and roughly cut it. Nothing has to be like too perfect. It's okay being imperfect. Just put that oval sheet on top of your fondant. And just cut it using an X-Acto knife. Whatever remaining fondant you have, just knead it again and cling wrap it. Here's that oval piece. Ready. Now, to get that vintage effect, we'll be using some brown airbrush color and airbrush it. Just take anything. When you are airbrushing, I always prefer to do it in a carton kind of an area so that you don't damage your walls or anything. Okay. Just 1 second. I by mistake I've added the normal color to the airbrush thing instead of an airbrush color. Just 1 second. I'll come back in one. So by mistake I put the normal color instead of the airbrush color in the bottom. I've taken some brown airbrush color and here's the oval thing. Only. Okay. Just airbrush it from a distance. Don't do like, don't go too much near to the fondant. Just airbrush it from a distance. And suddenly this fondant becomes really vintage. The audio is on there. So we'll just keep it aside. Now, we will, as per the design, we'll create some elements. I've used these two molds, whatever you have.
What color and brand color, airbrush color did you use? What airbrush color did you use?
What airbrush color did you use?
You can use a like a magic color airbrush color or whatever is easily available. I have used the one that I already have. It's from Color Glow.
Okay.
Then you have this magic color airbrush color. So any airbrush color would work.
Okay.
So whatever is easily available.
Priyanka, you're fine. Priyanka.
Fine?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay. So now I've taken again some red fondant, that's the one. You have to add a little bit of Tylose if you want, like the, it will come out really easy from the molds. Just little bit of Tylose. And for darker color, you're good to go. So for corn flour, you have seen, like you must be noticing that I've taken a unused socks, like when it was very new, and put some corn flour. So it's very easier to put like when you are using in the fondant and all. So here, just little bit of corn flour in the mold. Then your fondant will come out really, really. And always, while using a mold, remember, you can add more, but it's always easier. So start putting little by little. You can always add more. So instead of putting an entire lump here and then cutting out and then cutting your expensive molds, so it's better to add little at a time. And whenever you are feeling that it's sticking, your fingers are getting a little sweaty or something, just rub a little bit of corn flour. So once it's done, there you go. You get a beautiful, you don't get this extra thing that you need to cut later on. So always add little by little. Now we are using this one. I've dusted a little bit of corn flour here. A lot of people even use shortening on the mold. Okay, so you can see we have just filled it. We'll do on both the sides. Just make sure your fondant is not too sticky or something like, then it is really difficult to take it out of the mold. Luckily with like the magical art of fondant, it's very easier for to take it out of molds and all. I'll just add a little bit of Tylo. You can see it's done. And usually it's very difficult to take it out from a smaller molds. But this way it's quite easier. So this is how we made, you have to make these. Like I've made 10 and 11 of these and approximately 16, like 8s of each sides of these.
Priyanka, which shortening brand do you use?
I'm using CCDS high ratio shortening brand. It's very easily available. You can just order online and it's really, really good. Like a lot of people even use it for their butterflies and all.
Okay.
So you can see I've already make it in advance, like in 2 hour advance, so that we don't waste a lot of time here while doing it. So we can speed up the process doing it on the cake. And once you're done with this thing, you just with your fingers only straighten up a little because we'll be covering that circumference of the cake. Yeah. Now, now we'll be pasting everything on the cake and then getting that vintage effect. So we have our silhouette, this oval panel already ready. So here's the cake. So I'll apply some edible glue on it. You can buy your edible glue outside or you can make your own. It's just hot water, like 1/4 cup of hot water and 1/4 to half teaspoon of Tylo powder. That's it. Don't make it in a lot of bulk quantity because it becomes watery with time. So just whatever amount you need, just make 1/4 cup works really well. Now, for this oval part, we have to stick it on the fondant. So I just flip it and apply. Okay.
How would you make the fondant soft if it has become really very hard? In spite of keeping it airtight, you know how sometimes it becomes hard because of weather or whatever.
Just micro it for 10 seconds, microwave it, and add a little bit of shortening. And
Correct.
with the heat of your palm only, you will see that it's getting softened.
Okay.
A lot of people even add glycerin. I used to do it at like some point when I started, but I think the shortening works best.
Right.
I just flipped the oval panel that we created and just applying some edible glue. Now I've just pasted it here on the cake. Now we'll be pasting the silhouette pre-cut one. Just flip it and apply a little bit of glue.
What would be the recipe of glue once again? Somebody's asking.
It's 1/4 cup of water with 1/4 teaspoon of Tylo powder.
Okay.
Now, on the edge of the oval panel, we'll start pasting these ones, the smaller ones. We'll paint it in with some bronze dust and all. I would always suggest to make your edible glue at home only. It's really inexpensive. It's not anything like Tylo powder you will anyways have for your cake stuff. I always prefer to add glue to the fondant element instead here, because then you can see a little bit of gaps or anything if there. They won't, because it's airbrushed. So if we put a lot of glue here, it will turn out white. It's not a brown color fondant. And it's less messy. This part is done. Now, the bigger ones will apply it here. I really like to use molds on the edges of a cake. Then even if you don't have a sharp edge, it's okay. You cover it with a mold. This also happens when you do cake. So a little bit of breakage and all. Similarly, we'll cover the bottom side of the cake as well. You can cover the entire cake, but for now, I'm just covering the front
Yeah.
part.
So are the borders touching the cake also?
The borders.
Yeah. Is that the borders touching to the cake also? Yeah, those ones, right? You
Yeah,
stuck.
yeah.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah, I just used an edible glue and stuck those.
Mhm. So we could use magic color fondant or any other fondant because somebody's asking. Yeah. Like,
Here I have used magic color.
Yeah.
Whatever.
yeah.
Because
And do a close up of the fondant molds that you've been using, and where did you buy them from? Just a close up of that.
so this one I get it from like RF.
Yeah.
Like here in Delhi we have Wow Decorative. Like they also the franchisee of RF.
Yeah.
This one I got it from AliExpress, so it's from Hong Kong. But you can get these from I guess in India.
A
Joy Group.
lot of brands. Yes, absolutely.
Both of them are the Chinese ones.
Yeah.
I got this one from AliExpress, got it really cheap.
Okay.
And you can get it here as well. In India, I guess Flavorcraft and Joy Global, a lot of people they import and they sell it.
Yeah. Okay.
But this is very common mold. This mold is really very common.
Okay.
Now, first we will like this is a normal red cake. To get it having that vintagey effect, we'll just airbrush it. Put that airbrush magic again. Always, whenever you airbrush, just cover the area. You don't want to stain your walls. You don't want to stain your household stuff. Always do it in a covered area. I always have a carton, empty Amazon carton that we have from our deliveries. You keep one and just use it while you're brushing it. So just a regular brown fondant, like brown color, but you are getting that vintagey effect. And always airbrush from a distance. Don't do like a very close, airbrush it from very close area. It's a dummy, that's why I'm able to lift it so easily. And with the vintage thing, you will notice it's not completely brown. Like somewhere there's lighter shade, but like usually if you see an old paper, like it's not completely brown, like an even brown thing. It's lighter from few sides and darker from few sides. So that's why airbrush is the best possible thing to get that effect. Okay, if you do like, if you want to see, like if I show you, if you do a too much close up, if you airbrush from too close, you'll see this thing. Then splattering, this kind of thing happens, and then you'll damage your cake. So always from a distance, always. Never go too close of the cake. Like not, never this. Always from a distance to get that even effect. I think we're done. Yeah. Whatever excess color you have in your gun, just put back in the bottle, and uh, always clean your airbrush. I'm not doing it right now, but I'm definitely going to do it once the live is done. Always clean it with normal water. Take a big bowl of normal water, run your, like, switch on your gun to with that. Okay. Just one second. Bismillah. We only have 10 minutes. Now we'll be painting these edges, the molds ones, with some bronze color. So here I always keep my gold dust and the bronze dust, all the dust colors in a airtight, like these small boxes. This comes like really cheap boxes. But the best part, if you have extra, you can just close it and keep it for your color. So all your gold and expensive colors are segregated and you can keep it safely. So
What
I have,
airbrush are you using?
I'm using currently the one I got it from in Delhi, a Baker Solution store, the bronze one. Usually for the golds and all, I have like, these are the ones you get it from Magic Colors and all. Even a lot of, like in India, a lot of edible color brands we have. But
And
Royal,
what about an airbrush?
not,
Which airbrush are you using?
oh, airbrush. I am using the portable airbrush from Magic Colors.
All right.
Huh. And I have a regular one, like a 4-year-old airbrush that I got it from Food Decor, the normal shop we have, the Baker's Billet thing. So that also works completely fine. It's just where the area where I'm currently working, I don't have a plug point and all. And the portable one is really easy when you're just, we don't need to plug in and all. You just charge it. So it's very easier. So that's why I'm using that. You can use any airbrush. So that's absolutely, you don't have to be specific, but any airbrush would work. So any dust color that we are using, and we are adding evaporates. You can even add vodka, that's up to you. Here I'm, so just mix it with the evaporate. Whenever we paint, we always add vodka or evaporates because it evaporates really fast. It's a lot of people I've seen they tried using directly, then you don't get that effect, or with water or something. Okay, we don't have to like completely paint it. So it's kind of a vintagey effect. So just take any paint brush, regular brush that you get it from your stationery store. You don't have, you want those like the red, the backside or background red should come through this, like peeking out of those bronze and the gold color. The bronze color really goes well with the vintage theme, I believe. Just make sure you're not completely painting it. And if you airbrush it, the bonus thing is you save a lot of your brown color as well, which otherwise you would have added to your fondant to make it a darker fondant and all. And then again airbrushed it. So comparatively, it's a cheaper and better option. And then you get these darker things on the edges. Looks really nice. Yeah, we are done. Are you on time? Not bad. So here's the vintage texture cake with the ballerina is ready.
Perfect. Perfect. So I think we've answered all the queries that we've had by our people who've been watching us. What possibly brand of bronze color are you using?
I'm using currently from, I bought it from Baker Solution, but this one I guess it's from the Magic Color only. I don't
Okay.
have the box, so this looks like,
Right.
but in bronze, this one is gold.
Perfect. Okay. After mixing Evaporex, can we reuse?
Yeah. Just keep it in this kind of small boxes, or these kind of boxes, like whatever airtight small boxes if you have. I'll just
Right.
keep it. Have my gold, silver, bronze, all
Mm.
those colors like in these boxes only. So then you can keep it. You don't waste the dust and all. You just keep it and you'll reuse it.
All right. Okay. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you, Priyanka, for such an
You're
amazing.
welcome.
And if anybody has any more queries, can definitely, you can just follow this page to see if anyone's passed any comments below. And if you
Sure.
could answer them all.
Sure.
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Priyanka.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.